a few years ago, anyone who knew Fares and Firaz Mohammed, Muslim Arab twins from East Jerusalem, never imagined they would end up serving in the Israeli Defense Forces. This is Fares Mohammed, who at the age of 15 held up a gas station.
We went into the gas station with masks. One of us had a fake gun. After a bit of shouting and intimidation, we took the cash and ran. But we were quickly caught after a police probe tracked us through CCTV footage. We weren't very smart.
Today, Fares is training to become an IDF squad commander. Fares and Firaz were born to a Muslim couple from East Jerusalem. The boys' parents divorced when they were 2 years old, and their father has been out of the picture ever since. When they were 10, their mother fled with them from her abusive second husband, who then moved boarding schools and spent much of their childhood on the streets of Haifa.
There were a lot of run-ins with police, lots of violence. I got into trouble with friends. We brawled a lot, stole a lot.
After the gas station robbery, the judge decided to send Fares to this place. Established by veterans of the elite Shayetet 13 Commando Unit, the village focuses on wilderness therapy, rehabilitation work through extreme experiences in nature in which teens develop survival and navigation skills. Counselors recalled that Fares initially encountered racism from other teens, with some even threatening to leave over his presence.
"Why are you bringing a terrorist here?" said other kids based on their prejudices and preconceived notions. For them, an Arab was a terrorist and shouldn't have been here.
It was not easy going with Fares. He initially showed very violent tendencies and intimidated others at the village. After 18 months, when management believed he had made some progress, a knife was discovered under his mattress. He was suspended, but counselors weren't ready to give up on him yet. Aidan Friedman suggested that he hike the Israel National Trail route.
Wherever you go, all you hear is yourself talking to yourself. A lot of questions about yourself come up. Do I really want to keep behaving like that?
While Fares was having his experiences in Nirim, Firaz continued to get into trouble and spent a few months in detention. After his mother bailed him out from prison, he promised her he would change.
How long can it go on? To see my mom come to court every time, with me in handcuffs, it's not fun. It's seriously humiliating.
Turning 18, Fares decided to enlist to the IDF and change his life for good. When Firaz Mohammed, an Israeli Arab Muslim with a criminal record, decided to enlist as an infantry soldier, he was directed to a mental health officer.
He told me, "Look, I don't see you being in combat, but you can be in combat support." But I looked at him and said, "Listen, I can totally do combat. Just let me be in combat."
Eventually, the military was convinced, and the twins both ended up in the Golani Brigade. Their choices have been less popular with their family.
It bothered them. It's sort of a bad name for the family. But my mom's a strong woman, and she supports us.
For Firaz, serving in the IDF in the West Bank does present some difficulties.
I took that into account, but I say to myself, I choose to do this, and that's how it is. When my unit goes out for a rest in the city, I cover my face as I have some distant relatives in Hebron and prefer not to enter into confrontations. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you say to yourself, I could have been just like them. If my mom hadn't put me in a Jewish preschool, I should have been like them.
In an emotional moment for the two, Fares recently surprised Firaz, joining him on a leg of his beret march, a lengthy hike soldiers complete at the end of their training to receive their unit's signature beret.